Next, we're going to go to the land of SmackDown. I actually watched SmackDown this week. I watched it this morning.
You didn't pick the worst week to tune back in, but...
I saw some things I liked, and I saw a whole lot I didn't. So...
Memory of Butch Reed kicks us off. Recap, Rumble, Edge of Bianca. Cole introduces us to the critically acclaimed Thunderdome. This is terrible. Open. Roman comes out with Paul and Jay. Guess he cleared COVID test. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to get to the ring to speak.
It took forever.
Is something wrong with Roman's mic, or was this TV? Did you have the same audio issues where Roman's like? No. Okay, so it must have just been my stream. So Roman basically talked about the title match. He says that if Edge needs to challenge anybody, he needs to be first in line to know who Edge wants to challenge, and Edge should be challenging him.
Matter of fact, Paul, where is he?
Yeah, Paul, get his ass out here. Get his ass out here. Blah, 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 blah.
Start his pyro. Start his pyro.
This goes on forever. Edge comes out and says that...
No, Edge didn't come out.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. Yes.
The camera guy goes, Edge isn't here.
Yeah, camera guy says Edge isn't here yet. I forgot that he hasn't shown up yet. One of the things that I found interesting about this is Roman got super pissy about the fact that Edge waited for him to be last, and I know it's not feasible.
Right.
Edge didn't challenge Walter. He didn't fly to the UK and go on the UK show and challenge Walter. In fact, no one challenged the UK team. In fact, aside from Edge talking about Finn, Bianca never once mentions Io Shirai.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Okay, I don't give a shit about this except for the fact that Roman yelled, "What do you mean he's not here? Damn it!" And Paul shrinks like a abuse victim in a bad sitcom.
Yes.
He goes, "Ah." That was pretty stupid. Also, the corpse of Hulk Hogan will be here tonight to talk about how great his match with Andre was 3 years ago.
Which, if we remember from our very first show, was one of the moments in my wrestling history.
It was.
Next.
This, you know what? Now looking at this solidifies what I think I'm going to do. Dominic Mysterio versus King Corbin. I have some background for this. King Corbin jumps right at the beginning, and then he proceeds to jump Don, and then walks to the ring like a boss. Ooh! Also, Corbin has no knights.
I know why now.
I also know why now. You tell me, because I was not prepared to discuss this.
Steve Cutler has been fired.
Was it true that he got fired for COVID?
He got fired... So here's the thing. So he got fired while he was on COVID leave. The whole plan... This is why the Knights existed. The Knights existed because it was supposed to be Corbin and his 2 Knights versus Dominic, Ray, and Buddy Murphy.
Yes.
And it was also because 2 people got fired because of the reason they got fired were the financial returns came back from the 4th quarter.
Oh yeah.
WWE needed to do some cutting. So they got rid of this guy and they got rid of somebody else who we really haven't seen and it doesn't matter.
And they got rid of our buddy, since he was on this show, let's talk about him. Mr. Lars Sullivan is also gone.
Yeah, but Lars alright, so we'll talk about Lars real quick. We talked about it on the page. Lars Sullivan was supposed to wrestle John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a mental breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not show back up. So Lars Sullivan goes away. Then all of a sudden the Me Too movement happens.
That was supposed to be his initial drop-in was that
looks very familiar.
The educated monster or something, Lars Sullivan. Yes, Lars.
So then,
Lawrence Sullivan.
So then he goes away, and then Me Too happens, and then he goes and gets...
Heel Roman is not awful. Heel Roman is great.
And so then he goes away, gets rehabilitated, and comes back. And then Corey Graves does everything he can do to make him shine, does the whole freak thing. And then Lars Sullivan no-shows 3 weeks in a row for SmackDown tapings. He got himself fired and then he put out a tweet, I thought I could do this. I am mentally not prepared to do this to my body, to myself. I have issues, and we're not talking bad about mental issues. Mental issues are 100% real, and because of that, I'm going to respect this. I'm not even going to talk about the bad stuff. If that is true, then do what's good for you. But if you're using this same excuse because of a cop-out, because of the sexual impropriety that you've done, then that's horrible. I don't know. And I really don't care because I didn't like the guy to begin with.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But
it's very much like...
It's convenient that you have emotional issues every time somebody else calls you out for bad behavior.
It's... To parallel this, and I apologize, but to give a frame of reference, it's almost like Kevin Spacey, like, you're getting accused of sexually assaulting a minor. Oh, yeah, I did that, but I was drunk at the time. Oh, by the way, I'm gay. Like, it's like a cover-up to a cover-up is what it seems like. Of he kept getting in trouble, so then he kept going down. And if you have mental issues, and I don't mean you're mentally deficient, I mean, like, if you have anxiety.
Exactly. That was the word.
If you come in and you're like, man, I have this body, I'm jacked up, and he's Brock's buddy, from what I understand. He's a workout buddy for Brock, and Brock made him look like $1 million to the office.
But if you
can't do that, and you feel, I mean, think about it. Every single person here, every single person has probably gone into a job, or started a job, or looked at a resume and gone, damn, this isn't what I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. And maybe for him, that's legit what it was, is he goes, ooh, this is not what I thought it would be. And I'm getting hit with all this outside issues that I have as well, too, and I'm digging my own hole.
Right.
If that's the case, fine, it's better that you move on instead of just the office wasting more money on you when they could spend it on more people, like explaining why Corbin had fucking knights. By the way, this match goes to a complete crawl. Ray crawls under the ring, proceeds to hold Corbin's legs down so that way Dom can do the 619. Dom's frog splash winner, Dom 1 star.
Did you know that Corbin is a Golden Gloves boxer?
Oh my God! Backstage, Big E.
Oh wait, no, hold on. I have to ask you this question.
Okay.
Who's the heel?
Thank you for coming around in my life. By the way,
who's the heel?
When I read this, they said the reason Murphy's not back, which is why Ray, remember he made that comment, I know a guy, because they thought obviously this dude would clear concussion or COVID protocols and all this stuff. I don't know if he got fired because of COVID or if because he broke protocol or something. We don't know. We just know a COVID related issue. There may have been something on his Twitter. His Twitter said he was shocked and saddened by his release, okay? Right. Whatever the case may be. They legitimately were going to book this as 3v1 against King Corbin, the heel. And they decided Buddy Murphy's going to be a bump on a fucking log. Let's get him out of here and put him someplace else because the storyline with him and Ray's kid, whatever her stupid name is, isn't working. So we can't have Aaliyah and Murphy's love story. They don't know how to break that up. They don't know how to do anything with that at this point because it fizzled out and died. So instead of having a 3v1 versus the heel, they're deciding to do a 2v1 father-son versus the heel. My only hope is that I would like to see a traditional style wrestling thing where Corbin beats the shit out of Dom and beats him and beats him and beats him until Dom goes, you know what? Maybe Dad isn't teaching me what I really need to know. And he sides with Corbin, becomes one of Corbin's knights, and they have a family dynamic breakup, which would then cause Murphy and Aaliyah to come back to bring Dom back to the side of the light. And if they want to be stupid, by the way, how shitty is it to be Dominic to go, hey, you're Rey Mysterio's kid. Rey Mysterio was friends with Eddie. You got to do Eddie and Rey's moves. You don't get to do anything that's your own. You have to do the 619. You have to do the frog splash. You have to do the Three Amigos. You have to do this. Who's the heel? That's all I want to know. We are. We're the heel right now because we don't get it. Backstage, Big E. Don't give a shit.
Hey, Sasha's going to be at Daytona.
What's stupid is that Big E is so happy to be there because he's still the same stupid New Day character and super positive, even though he didn't win the fucking Royal Rumble. Now I wrote down, why is Apollo not being Apollo Crews? Because, I don't understand why was Apollo Crews hanging out with Roman, and now Apollo Crews is like, I'm happy about your match.
I don't know.
Match 2, Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. DB returns to have the best match on the show so far in the mid-card. Cesaro gets a cauliflower busted open, bleeds all over the place. Cesaro wins by submission.
3-star match?
I only gave it 2.
I thought it was good.
Because I just kind of thought, like I said, everything was really slow.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was really slow on all the shows this week. After match, Cesaro goes to beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan, and then he just goes... fist bump.
Sign of respect. So,
More show of respect between the heels to the faces.
But here's the thing. Nakamura's a face.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No.
They're turning him face.
Okay.
So maybe this is how they... I don't know. I'm thinking that if he's
Why wouldn't it be Nakamura?
Because Nakamura's watching this match. So here's what So Nakamura's watching this match. Nakamura's got his face music back, and Nakamura's turning face. Because there's no faces in this company. So...
Except for Raw. Raw has all the heels.
Right. There's the problem. So anyway, so you have Nakamura who's turning face. Cesaro's like, you know what? I don't want to be left. I'm doing it. Only for Cesaro to turn around. He's not really going to be...
Well, why wouldn't you pair this off and have great matches with Cesaro and Nakamura about the fact of Nakamura's like...
Well, that's what's going to happen.
But why? He just did a sign of respect to Daniel Bryan, which means he's turning face.
Because it's disingenuous. It's genuous. He's trying to show Cesaro, yeah, I'll be a good guy. So that he can turn around and turn on Knock when Knock goes full face.
So
he can turn on...
Cesaro
is going to continue to be heel. But he's pretending to be face. That's my guess.
Backstage, EST cuts a very thankful promo. She still has not selected a challenger. I kind of like the fact that she's doing these style of promos of like a natural athlete who won something. It's like, you know, when you put an athlete on the spot, it's like, that's why you get, I'm going to Disneyland.
Right.
It's just the first thing that pops in their head. You know?
No,
that's the way she's presenting herself. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
We've got a paper here to get through next week, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, her dad losing his shit and jumping up on top of the coffee table and falling over the recliner chair when they won the Royal Rumble was amazing. I'm glad they did that. Match 3, Bayley, not happy, versus Ruby Riott, who's going to equally not be happy by the end of this. Billie Kay is back on commentary. Why? I thought she got kicked out of the Riott Squad. Ref can't get out of the fucking way. Ruby is a hell of a bumper, but she is a shit offense taker. Offense giver. She looks great when she's taking a bump. When she's doing offense, she looks like
Bayley
crap.
was so aggressive.
Bayley was really good on this because she was pissed. Billy jumps up to help push the rope while Ruby is currently in a submission from Bayley. Liv gets mad. Ruby loses anyway. WTF, winner Bayley, 1.5 stars.
I wrote, well, I'm not sure what Billy was trying to accomplish.
I don't even know why Billy was out there.
So you skipped over something sort of improv. I don't know if it's because you missed it because of the Hulu. Mm-hmm. But Seth Rollins is coming back next week.
No, I saw it. I just didn't write it down.
Okay.
The reason I didn't write it down is because I'm pissed because I don't understand why.
And Sasha Banks is going to be at Daytona next week.
I didn't write that down specifically. I don't care.
I'm hoping she gets hit.
Oh my God.
Yes, he's in the ring.
I just want to divulge real quick, and I'm sorry, we'll go a little bit faster here in a minute for it because Raw sucked so much I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay.
Seth does this for the greater good thing and gets laid out at the Survivor Series, right? Why is the Messiah coming back?
I don't want him to be the Messiah.
Didn't he give up the Messiah? Wouldn't that have been the best shot to give up the Messiah gimmick? Is that he said for the greater good, and then you have this
so you have the
Seth Rollins thing coming back.
So Seth Rollins just had a kid. He should be coming back.
And everybody knows it.
He should be coming back as a face again. Speaking of children, I'll throw this in here right now. Congratulations to Sarah Logan and Eric.
The world's overpopulated as the last kid that should have been born is mine.
They had their son, Raymond Cash. She went through 44 hours of labor.
Ooh.
That's why she's not with the Riott Squad anymore, because she's...
So my wife had to have emergency C-section because she was in labor for like 3 days because of this, because my son he was happy. He was warm. He didn't want to come out. So that sucks, hon. I watched my wife go through it, and it's... For a brief backstory for anybody, and again, I'm delaying because I just fucking hated Raw so much. I had to have a emergency appendectomy the week that my son was supposed to be born.
Yes, you did.
They said I was very, very close to having a ruptured appendix and would have been in the hospital for several weeks because they would have had to have cut the toxic fluid out of my body. Luckily, they were able to get it out before any bursting or anything happened. But I had a emergency surgery performed the week of my son's birth, who decided not to show up and come a week later. We went to the hospital. She was in labor for several days before finally it just got to the point of I said, whatever paperwork you need me to sign to get him cut out of her, I will sign it, because she got up and started to fall going to the bathroom because she was in so much pain. And I go to catch her, and I have stitches in my internal stitches in me, and I'm telling the nurse, I'm like, no. So for her to be in 44 hours of labor, man, that's pain that I could never imagine. And I've had double kidney stones on both sides of my body. Backstage, Edge is here, just like NXT, walking around backstage. Damn, Edge, are you happy to be back? You know, Johnny Morrison Drip Drip's happy to be back. Promo, Bianca Belair comes out, cuts promo like an athlete who wants the championship. We just talked about this. Also, congratulations to Tom Brady. You are the disintegrator of the universe. Don't ever tell Tom Brady he can't do something.
7 rings.
Yeah, don't ever tell him he can't do something.
My favorite meme right now is, hey, when we said we want things to go back to normal, we didn't mean Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl.
And I'm not saying that as a Brady fan. I'm just saying it as the fan of the fact that, like, who the hell saw Tampa Bay winning this? Okay. Bianca builds up both Asuka and Sasha, but not Io Shirai. Reggie then comes out. Did you know this? Thank you to Mr. Cornette for this week. A couple weeks ago, I heard a show about Reggie, and he was a Circus Delayed performer.
Yes.
Who was drafted to NXT, who never wrestled a match before he was called up to the main roster to be on SmackDown when Carmella was repackaged to have a new mouthpiece.
Well, remember when I said they danced in the ring?
Uh-huh.
They performed. They did not wrestle.
Yep.
Him being a Cirque du Soleil.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, man, that makes so much sense. And then I thought about it. I was like, dear God, you talk about training under fire on the job site. Your first match is with a woman, not discrediting women or Sasha or anything, but your first match is a choreographed dance with a woman on the main roster. Who's the champion?
I don't know. Have you seen a Cirque du Soleil show?
I think I saw one in Vegas.
This was probably easy as hell to him.
Oh, I imagine so.
Based on what Cirque du Soleil people do? No, I bet he was like, this is good.
Promo. So he comes out, starts cutting a promo on her, and then Carmella comes out, and his promo gets cut off by his own bitch, who proceeds to tell them. Sometimes he just, gets too far out of the way. I don't understand why Carmella's out there. Nice outfit. Damn, you were legit. She cuts a non-consequential promo that made no sense whatsoever. I don't fucking get it. Then out comes Sasha. I quit. I'm dumb and forgot that Snoop Dogg did do her song. I apologize for a couple weeks ago on our music show about that. Sasha cannot talk, but her outfit, damn!
I wrote, here comes Carmella. Okay, now here's Sasha. They both look like whores. I
also wrote down, what the fuck is Sasha's character? She cut the heelish promo. Okay, we made the joke about Carmella, Sasha's Carmella. They legit cut the same promo. I didn't understand what they said. They even had the laugh, you think you can beat me?
And they both look like little whores.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to slut shame on that because I don't...
I'm not shaming.
No, I'm saying a girl can dress very provocatively, and they were both dressed very sexual for the presentation of entertainment, which I think is what she meant. But what I'm saying is that me sexualizing them as a man was, damn, they look good.
Okay.
Damn.
Then Reginald gets whipped by the hair. Moving on.
Oh, God, yeah. Then Bianca proceeds to beat the crap out of Reggie with her hair.
Chad and
Otis. By the way, Bianca and Reggie are the only people who can actually talk.
Yeah, I really like Reginald. He's growing on me.
And then wait, I got to comment about this. Did you notice that Carmella just took 2 steps back and just stood in the ring? Mm-hmm. She didn't know what to do. No one had produced her enough to react to what was the ending segment. She didn't know what to do. Her and
Corey didn't get that far.
But you know what? That outfit looked good.
Yeah, Corey was loving it.
Backstage, Roman, Edge is here, Roman. And then I wrote down, where the fuck is Apollo Crews? Backstage, Sami Zayn says stuff. Don't care. Match 4, Otis and Chad Gable versus Ziggler and Rude.
Do you like their new intro?
Otis is fully buried now.
Do you like Ziggler and Rude's new entrance?
I don't like the music.
I didn't like the music either, but I like that they're a tag team. They're not two people thrown together now. They like...
The problem I have with that is that
It's not James Storm, I know.
it's not James Storm, it's not Beer Money, and you know what? Bobby Roode should have been your world champion. He's that
never-
good.
he'll never be.
And he'll never be.
Never be.
This is the pinnacle of his career. I wrote down, Otis is fully buried, just cash a check, dude. And then I wrote down basically, oh wait, everyone in this match is fully buried, just cash a check. Street Profits, who are not buried, proceed to get buried by having a picture-in-picture window commentary. Why? Oh, that's right. They told them to know your place.
They're knowing their place.
Now Cole and Graves are proceeding to talk over the Street Profits, who are doing commentary of the match, which is awful. This becomes incredibly distracting. Then in the middle of the match, they cut from the picture-in-picture window of the small window of them to the Street Profits take over the entire screen and are all over the ring. So I can only imagine whatever they did in the ring had to look so bad that they did that.
This didn't work when the New Day used to do it, and everybody's like, the Street Profits are nothing but the New Day.
Yeah.
The New Day used to do this. They used to do their own commentary over the other commentary.
They did the full thing for the match, and then I wrote down, Gable and Otis are great, and then they lose. Ziggler and Rude winner. 2-star match? This sucked. I wrote down, what the fuck is this shit?
Now let's relive Hulk Hogan and Andre.
Pre-tape. Don't you know that Hulk Hogan is here? Just wait. Build up to Hogan and Andre pre-tape. Hogan speaks. They show a pre-tape of Hogan on the show for 37 seconds. Because in the pre-tape with him and Jimmy Hart, they're showing reclips of the Royal Rumble with Bianca and Edge. Hogan was literally on the show for 30 seconds. If you're not going to use him, don't have... He wasn't even in the Thunderdome. This is pre-taped at like fucking Hogan's like restaurant bar or something.
But he thinks Edge should wrestle Roman Reigns.
Of course he does, because he's on SmackDown.
No, he said Drew.
No, he said Drew. That's that's right, because he should have said Roman because he's on SmackDown.
Yeah, he said Drew.
Okay. Match 5, Big E versus Sami Zayn versus Apollo Crews. Edge is talking to Shin backstage in the middle of the entrances. I wrote down, do they know each other? I imagine that conversation must be fun. Zayn immediately gets out of the ring, which I thought, oh god, this is going to go like every other Sami Zayn cheat to win match.
But it didn't.
And then Apollo Crews and Big E do stuff. Crews does a great big dive. He does a moonsault. Big E is not in the New Day anymore, but proceeds to do all of the New Day spots that he could possibly do because he doesn't know how to do anything else. I love Big E, but man, oh man, we need a revamp.
I don't know. I wrote Big E looks amazing, aggressive, and powerful. Apollo looked amazing. And athletic.
Big E was even in his New Day outfit.
Oh yeah, Zayn. Well, you shit on him a couple weeks ago for coming out and clapping the smoke. You didn't like that.
I liked that. I said it's good that he did that to go back to it.
But he doesn't have the New Day music anymore. At least
no, he doesn't have that. But man, oh man.
Well, so if you go back in history and you look at Big E then and Big E now, being part of the New Day was the best thing for his career. It helped him get out of his own shell and out of his own head.
It also got him to drop his last name of Langston.
But the Big E was powerful and amazing. Apollo was athletic and amazing. Zayn played the perfect heel in this match.
Yeah, this was actually a really decent match.
The height on Apollo's frog splash
was absolutely...
He hit the top of the Thunderdome.
That was RVD height, man. And then Crews goes to grab Sammy into a T-bone, and then Big E turns that into a German. So he literally...
Exploder.
He Germans Crews back, who has Sammy, who goes back with him. And the fact that Big E pulled them both back far enough to where Crews could launch Zayn out, and Zayn basically almost went coast to coast on this move for it.
And he
to protect him, not to hurt him, but to protect him, to get him far enough out to not land on Big E's head.
And he threw Crews far enough away that he didn't land on his neck awkwardly. It was beautiful.
This was great. I wrote down 2.5, but after thinking this was 3.
It was a 3-star match.
This was 3. This was fine. Then I wrote down the finish was shit.
So now we're going to go back to the match real quick. The match was really good, and Apollo looked pissed off. So do you think maybe this is where Apollo goes, okay, I tried it, I tried it one more time my way. Maybe now I need to go back to Roman.
Apollo destroyed Sami Zayn on the outside. Absolutely destroyed him. And then he gets back in the ring and Big E beats him in 2 seconds. He literally gets back in the ring, rolls in, and Big E catches him and drops him in the big flapjack spot. And I don't know. Did they just run out of time?
Well, we had to
run out of time.
We had to talk about. We had to get to the end.
Edge continues to cut the best promo on the show all week. Who does Edge choose? We don't know. Roman's music hits. Edge proceeds to mindfuck Roman into getting rid of both Paul and Jay.
The rabid little puppy.
And then KO from behind, stunner on Roman. Edge looks on, and then I wrote down, what the F was this about?
All right, so you missed it completely then. Edge comes out, does his promo, Roman Reigns music. Roman, he's like, really? You had to bring backup? And then he's like, he won't touch you unless I tell him to.
Well, how did I miss it? I just said what happened.
Yeah, well, you didn't, the beauty of it. And so...
Well, so what he does is Edge says backup, and then Roman goes, don't worry, Paul won't touch you unless I tell him to.
Right. It's like being a smartass.
Yeah.
And then he's like, talk about your rabid little puppy right there.
Yeah.
That's why you... Yeah, that's... Oh, you want to make a joke when you know in fact that he's the one I'm worried about. And then he's like, you disrespected me. You made me look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Acknowledge me! Say my name! So right now, heel Roman Reigns, which is great, Sean.
I don't know. I'm starting to jump on your side of the fence right now.
It's so great.
This for me.
It's so great now that he's going to be the downfall of himself because he's so overproduced now in his head. He's like, he's believing his own hype now.
I do like the fact that he told Jay, he goes, Oos, I'll see you at the bus. And then Jay Uso's just like, okay.
and then he's like, and Roman Reigns screwed up his line. He says, you disrespected me, which disrespects my family. It should have been, you disrespected my family, which disrespects me. He screwed up his line. But
well,
anyway, SmackDown not great. Let's go back to Raw.
Oh no.